How do you see the future of the body psychotherapy and transpersonal psychotherapy, and what are the challenges?
And I think the future of any kind of work with holotropic states would depend on the paradigm shift that occurs. As long as we have the idea that the psyche is limited to postnatal biography and to the Freudian individual unconscious, it will just not make sense to the academicians, because an important role is played by perinatal experiences and transpersonal. In the context of traditional psychiatry and psychology, those would be seen as pathological states. You see, so they have difficulties understanding how you could heal people by inducing something that traditional psychiatry considered to be psychotic, and if it happens spontaneously, you put people on tranquilizers. So as long as we had this old paradigm, it's very limiting, and this simply cannot be incorporated. If you had the correct kind of conceptual framework, then psychiatrics would be a very logical tool that would, just fit the theoretical framework of psychiatry. At this point, it's in conflict, serious conflict. So again, people who work with psychedelics, they usually don't refer to the mechanisms. They just describe the results of it, because first of all, it would need to accept spirituality as a very important critical dimension in the psyche and in the universal scheme of things, and it would mean to accept perinatal experiences and transpersonal experiences as a kind of a normal germane part of the psyche. If the deep contents emerge in everyday life, they can produce problems in people's life, but that doesn't mean that it's pathology.
So you see the shift happening slowly, not in a kind of a quantum leap.
Well, from my perspective, it's happening in such a way that professionals who discover this new paradigm, they usually practice it paraprofessionally. I had instances where I would give a talk, in an academic setting, and there's a kind of a measured discussion. Wow, this is interesting, and then after this lecture, then people would come to me and say, I've been thinking along these lines, and I've been going to workshops at SL and other places, but I can't mention that to my colleagues. And I had one instance where 3 people from the same staff came to me independently, and when they were together, they were playing this game, sort of being politically correct, playing the game that they didn't believe anymore, but professionally it was necessary. And there were 3 in the same team, and they never sort of realized that what they were and what they were doing. They were hiding it from their colleagues because they thought it would damage their reputation. And my previous marriage was to John Halifax, who was an anthropologist. So I went to a lot of anthropological conferences and in connection with anthropologists. And in several instances, the anthropologists who did some field work and work with shamans, they had not only papers but sometimes manuscripts, and they say, I can't present it to the academic community because it would, if I describe what I experienced or what happened there, it would destroy my professional image. So it's like a kind of hide and seek that's being played. So more and more people would be sort of practicing it paraprofessionally, but it's not making sort of it's not sort of entering the academic field.